What's up guys, this is Shona and today we're going to check out Botanic. Practically an update from the previous visit we had here. Let's go! Hey guys, we are now in Botanic City, which is the main commercial hub for the entire Botanic. So it consists of all the shop lots, including the Galleria, Nest, and there's a new project also under the Duduk series coming up, which is going to be a mixed development. On the bottom will be commercial activities to kind of continue the activities here. On top will be residents, and the sales has been crazy. So just by scrolling around, you can see Chaji, you can see F&Bs, you can see music studio, art studios, tattoo studios, dentistry. It means it's already reached a level where it includes appointment-basis businesses already. You can see the traffic from the drone source is crazy. It's a Friday afternoon right now, but in JB, their weekends is actually Friday and Saturday. A lot of cars, a lot of people, totally in contrast to our last visit here. And after grabbing lunch, I realized that the crowd here is rather international. Like next door, it was Japanese, another table, it was Korean. And just so happened today, there's the Bon Odori event that's happening in Galleria. We will get a glimpse of it later. But again, you can look into the traffic here. Solid. But let's head on to Botanic, the OG first, to see how far they have gone. They have been here since 2013. Hey guys, so now we are standing in the Verandah, which is the very first phase of Botanic. Back then in 2013, when this was launched, it was one of the earliest introduction of this concept called strata landed title. The whole market was very confused, especially in an area where everybody still have the preference of individual title format houses. So when this was launched, you can see that magnificent roundabout, their signature landscape design, the extravagant guardhouse that prevents tailgating activities. You have a clubhouse in the center, you will have common areas of gardens like this. And after so long, this phase consists of cluster homes and semi-Ds, and they were handed over 2016. You can see people actively doing maintenance. That's great. You can definitely see signs of aging. The trees are all matured. And because of the stratified format, you will have the introduction of the cul-de-sac concept to have better security around the landed neighborhoods. All houses are single directional, meaning they either are north facing or south facing, so to actually prevent sun. And the main concern back then was the preservation of the overall concept of the township, where it includes the facade designs. Of course, for the corner lots, they also have some extension that is up to the GMB. But you can see the overall maintenance. People are still moving in. You see, second-hand markets, people are still getting them. And this is the exact feeling that individual title format housing can never get you. All these common areas are under your own control of maintenance, so you can really deploy as many manpowers as you want. And because of such common areas, the corner lots like this feels amazing. Most of the corner lots here are really just having their dining and living room open up to the garden, and this somewhat also connects all the way to Botanic City. And the best part is security is all under control. This is only reserved for residents and their dedicated visitors. So in the evenings, right, I can just open the gate, let my children run out to the common areas, and these areas are all car free. And after so long, right, to think back, the initial resistance from the market is also rather peculiar, and now we can just see the similar consistency in Botanic 2 on the other side. So walking along this linear park, at the end there will be a gate here, also a security booth. This connects us to the boulevard. Also Eco Galleria here. Residents can just cycle out, come back, cycle out, come back. And you can see now all the common areas are also designed in such a way where it's pedestrian friendly. Look into the sidewalk that is provided, the landscape that's provided, and in case of security, there's a security booth here. Street lightings in place. Once again, the infrastructure, the place-making ability affects the lifestyle of the residents. And now we are right in their very first sales gallery, and I like that they are all doing maintenance. So this is the fresh coat of waterproofing. You can see the gardenings are also constantly refreshed. Very nice. And now this is used as their management office. Now we are in the chateau, and this is where they have a 2.5-story kind of park homes concept. It means ground floor will be where you park your cars, and after you come up from your ground floor onto your first floor looks like this, when it's going to be a car-free zone, and you come in and out directly from the living and dining area already. And this leverage heavily on the cascading platforms of the land. Therefore, you will have this wonderful concept of zigzag garden. So it's somewhat similar to the linear garden, but that one flat land, this one a little bit more contour to it, so it creates a very different feel. But what's evident here again, the maintenance of all the common areas. One thing, even the facade, everything is still very consistent, and you can see a lot of people stays in. That's very important. So this will be the experience of going into your home, which is the front door of the house. What a different lifestyle to be provided within this region itself. Look at it. It's free all the way, no obstacles, no car, nothing. And imagine all this space for your children to just round about, or even your pets, but they must be on leash, of course. And something to even point out will be, during the launch there were some restrictions on foreign ownerships, but looking at it, right, for the secondary market, apparently these are hotcakes for foreign buyers, especially our Singaporean friends lah, because most of them has already exceeded the minimum cap of 1 million. You can actually get them. Wow. Once again, this is something definitely very challenging to get if it's all an individual title living format, because if you depend on the local authorities to maintain, it will not be to this extent. Look at it. All these are trimmed nicely. And within this phase as well, there will be a brand new launch called the Windsor, something similar. The selling price is going to start from 2.5 million, and it's going to be somewhat similar typology, and it's going to be the very last one of this phase already, because everything else moving forward is either going to be opposite Eco Botanic 2, or it's going to be a high-rise setting already. And now we are standing right next to Windsor itself, and this is a brand new phase within a completed phase. This is when you have a developer that exactly know what they are doing. So they partitioned everything all together here, and they even include the security CCTV to have everything documented, and there will be heavy monitoring of the works done at site to ensure the disturbance to the residents will be minimized as much as possible. So in comparison to Verandah just now, the lifestyle revolves around a linear park. So this one you will have private linear parks across different rows. Once again, right, this proves that the architecture actually forms the lifestyle of the residents. So when you have a car-free zone right in between houses like that, automatically it becomes very welcoming for people to come out from the house and hang out in the center, right? Then all cars will just stick to the car lanes. Wonderful. Look into the landscape strip for privacy. Look into the walkway. Look into the centerpiece across houses. Let us go check out a very nicely done house. So at the same row with the Windsor, right, we have this amazing owner who just renovated his house to have a private pool of such. This is so cool. Just in case this is not enough, right, you still have the clubhouse one, but I think they like the privacy of it. And this just shows the pride of owning a home here. Like, this is not the only one. The corner lot on the opposite side also have a pool, and you will only put in such amount of effort, right, when you like a place. Wow, this is so nice. And imagine, right, this at the price of a HDB in Singapore. Wow. The owner also put in tropical trees, right, to match the landscape language. On the opposite side, there will be a different approach. There will be a lawn, a private lawn. This is so nice. This is so beautiful. Just in case all the empty areas, all the activity zones are insufficient, right? Part of the strata benefits is you have common areas like this clubhouse. So now we are in the central clubhouse that is actually shared between all residents. You need to pay for it, of course. And I really am very amazed with the level of maintenance, to an extent that there's a grand piano now that is being tuned. Wow! Grand piano, you gotta ensure that it's also working. Of course, you also have the basketball court, the lake area, the facades to all take care. Grass needs to be cut and all. Wow, a lot of work, but so far, so good. Once again, if the empty area around your compound is insufficient, you can go to the central clubhouse. If the pool is not enough, the gym is not enough, you can always take a stroll around the lakes right in front of the township. And you can see maintenance is still tip-top condition. Water, nice. Trees, nice. Facilities, everything. So coming from Eco Botanic, we are now right opposite the road. And this is called Eco Botanic 2. And this will be the phase where they launch during lockdown, during MCO time. This is called the Tate and the Borough. What's amazing is the demand for space here is so high due to the proximity to the highway to Singapore. The rental for an empty unit of such property, right, it's about 3,000 ringgit leh. Wow. Why? Those rental in Bernini 3-bedroom is already going for 3,000 ringgit. So here you get a landed, a stratified, gated and guarded landed. Very, very interesting. But once again, you can see the traits of this developer. You will have the common areas that includes the landscape area, the fencing, the theming, the security features, right? The sidewalks. And the sidewalk even come with the tactiles. That's good. And this will be the boulevard too. See, you can see a lot of construction trucks ongoing. This will be to capture the overflowing success from boulevard going over to this side. And here there will be also a high-rise project, also part of their Doodle series, which is going to be similar concept. What's the greatest new of all? This entire development actually connects over to Legoland, directly under the bridge. So this means, right, here you can drive to Legoland in like 5 minutes time, and also in Glen Eagle and also Medini Mall. And now we are getting first dips into the Tate. Now you can see all renovations are taking place. Like in the same row there will be like 4 to 5 houses all going through renovation because they just handed over. So for all owners, right, congratulations. Wow, and to think what a drastic comparison between the lockdown days and the current days of property. And that's also something to highlight, where this developer actually endured through the toughest time, practically the darkest hour for Johor property market. They still persevere, launch, continue progressing, doing their planning and things like that. Now, market kind of recover, borders are open, and with all the positive news right now, they are still around. So that's the magnificent part about this developer, and it's very, very important whenever we invest in properties, right? For this phase, the entire concept is more stratified in my opinion. Like you can see now, they don't even have gates in front of their house already. and it's 100% sold. The Tate and Borough, 100% fully sold. Right after the Tate, now I'm standing outside the Borough, and this will be the face closest to Legoland side already. So now from this road, drive in about 5 minutes, we will reach Madidi Mall, Legoland, Glen Eagles. To think about it, this will be the closest freehold landed products to Legoland itself. And along that highway also brings you to Bukit Indah, brings you to JB City Centre. At the same time connects you to the second link of Tuas. Along with the completion of this brand new highway, Botanic City becomes the closest commercial area from the theme park. Imagine if people were to come to the theme park, after they play, they will need to look for some refreshments or whatsoever, right? The closest one now actually becomes this one. Currently, it's still not officially open. Okay, so this is still fresh. And also something to talk about, you look into the road profiles. 2 lanes, then you have a center divider with street lamps, and you just look into the side profiles. The curb, you have a landscape, sidewalk, landscape, fence, CCTV before reaching the house. Only in developments that takes place in empty canvases, you get to design the entire profiles of the road from scratch. So this will be a main difference, especially when you drive through the older developments around the city centre. Of roads were smaller, you won't have such luxurious space to put beautiful things like this. This could have been another road easily, right? And it would be more useful if it's another road, but the developers stick with their team, stick with their design principles, and this looks amazing. So close, so convenient. And let's go back to Galleria and imagine that, hey, I just came out from Legoland with the family. Where do I hang out before I get back to the hotel? Let's go find some makan, some minum and things like that. We are now back to Boulevard, heading over to Eco Galleria. And today just so happened it's Bon Odori Day. It's a Japanese festival day. I think that's how you describe it. But anyway, the main thing to highlight here will be the rental for a whole shop lot like this in Boulevard will be about 15,000. Right? The ground floor is about 10,000 a month, and we will go over to Galleria side and see. Because the last time we were here, it was just handed over, everybody was still in renovation, but now Jaya Grocer is in, Southampton is already in back then. You can see a lot of appointment-based businesses as well on the upper floors. Let's go check it out. To my surprise, we are now in the front door of Eco Galleria. No car park already, right? Ground floor, everybody now you see all going into the elevated car park behind. Another drastic change from the last time we came here. Ground floor is almost all occupied. We can see a lot of very familiar brands like Mishue, Fishbowl, Switch, 7-Eleven, Beans Factory, some pubs, some fashion places. And to me that's amazing because the hardware, the building part of it, right, actually not very difficult. The difficult part is to get business in. So the leasing team has been working really hard on it. And part of the initiative as well is they have this close connection with the community, and they brought in Bon Odori Festival to be held here. So now everybody is coming in already. Let's see how packed it will be. But you can see a lot of people speaking Japanese around. I thought we are in Johor. On our previous visit, they were here already, but they were one of the only tenants for this entire building. But now, look at it. Wow. To be very honest, right, I am very surprised with the occupancy rate. Ground floor practically is all packed, and per lot the rental rates is about 8,000 ringgit per month. So the tenant profile around ground floor, mainly they are F&Bs, where you have the Mexican restaurants, you have all the barbecued fish, and that was the initial idea during design. You have all these common areas that were accessory parcels to the plot owners, right? On the upper floors, you will have appointment basis, even operational offices such as law firms and things like that. So I think it's only about time when the entire commercial area around Botanic City matured, overflowing to Galleria, overflowing over to Boulevard 2 opposite. And this demonstrates the initiatives and the efforts put in by the developer itself. So at least when they throw in events like this, it becomes a reason why people want to stop by this township, they get to know it. Then sometimes, oh, this place actually not bad. Then sooner or later, people will start investing, start moving in and things like that. And those empty ones are the lots that is located slightly away from action. So we have all the ground floor, that is the focus. Central podium side is the focus, right? So these are the one located at the wing where it's a little bit more private. So for businesses that needs crowd, those areas are all pretty much taken up already. This will be more of the appointment basis stuff like clinics, dentists, cosmetics, tuition centers and things like that. So I guess this takes more time, but the scale of the event is just crazy. And I guess that's all for the area review this round. Thoroughly going through the entire Eco Botanic from their very first phase up to the latest, right? So we can really see the development of landed products into commercial, into mixed development, then now heading over to affordable a little bit. And I'm just amazed on how the team just blazed through all hurdles. The initial hurdle back then was the concept of strata. Strata living was a very foreign thing. People don't usually pay maintenance to be living in a landed house. Suddenly I need to pay maintenance. You sure or not? I cannot renovate. You sure or not? And now so far so good. Residents also can now feel the benefit of being in a township where they get control of not only the buildings but the infrastructure design as well. So a lot of audience that I met just now who are residents, they tell me the main difference that they felt was between driving into Eco Botanic and outwards of Eco Botanic. You can immediately feel the difference, especially the side profiles of the road, the street lighting strategy. The next great hurdle that actually went through will be the lockdown, right? So in KL lockdown, we think is bad. Probably players in Johor Bahru took it the worst. So practically the entire year, maybe 1 or 0 sales for the entire year. It will be very demotivating in terms of financial losses. It will be devastating, but they blaze through again. They kind of engineered their product a little bit for the take and borrow, right? Their units are smaller, a little bit more economical in terms of pricing, and those hit home run, 100% sold. Now they are duplicating the Boulevard 2 side, and that will be the highlight for me. On our previous visit, we kind of see movements around the commercial areas already, but today really it just solidifies this as the next big commercial area around the region. And this is without the direct connection into Legoland being open yet. Imagine if that is open, this becomes the nearest commercial area from the theme park area itself. Not only the nearest landed products as well. And the best thing is they are not stopping. So now if you can see, the team now is working heavily on Eco Galleria itself, especially on the tenancy portion of things. After they just got over the acceptance of strata living for residential, now they are going through that for a mixed integrated commercial space. So here got office, retail, mixed F&B, mixed fashion, mixed everything lah. Because the locals still prefer the conventional shop office, that will always be the bread and butter, everyone loves them. And I guess the next time they will be here will be for the completion of Sayang, also Eco Botanic 2 site. From this visit, I must say I am very impressed, because during the dark ages of the property market here, a lot of players in the market actually just gave up and they just focused back on Klang Valley. But the team here didn't stop, they just continue grinding, and this is the result. Now if you're interested in their products, what's available will be the Windsor with around Eco Botanic side. You have Sayang 2, which is part of the Doodle series in Eco Botanic 2 side, and you still have commercial spaces around Eco Galleria, right? So if you're interested lah. And I guess that's all for this visit. What do I think of this? I should have invested during MCO lah. Too late. right? Too late already. I used up all my resources in Klang Valley already. Thank you very much for watching. If you really like this episode, like it, share it, and even subscribe for more information like this. Until next time, this is Sean Tan. Ciao.